Here's some tech tips for you. This is the spring, obviously. You know that. This is see that thing right here. This thing right here. This is called the spring guide. That thing right there inside this big tube thing. That's called a piston. And the tube thing is called the cylinder. The thing right in front of it is called the cylinder head. You see this thing right here? This little thing that comes all the way here and extends all the way to the gears right there. Straight piece of plastic right under the big tube thing. That is called the tappet plate. That basically pulls back this nozzle right here and loads a BB into the thing. Like it pulls it back, unblocking the. I'll show you. Here you go. See that's not the piston. This is the nozzle. Oh wait. This is even fucking showing the mechanism. Give me a second. Here we go. There we go. See, it's got the piston and the nozzle. It blocks the BBs from going in there and pushes it into the packing. This is the thingamabob. See that right there? That's the hop up unit. Right here is the picture of a hop up unit. Basically, this thing depresses a nub into the thing called the bucking, or like people call it the bucking. It's really called a packing. And basically, the BB hits this piece of rubber extended into the barrel and gets a backspin, getting the Magnus effect. You adjust it too hard, it'll fly up. Too shitty like that. Basically, your objective is to have the BB go straight and then have a little thingamabob to get like an extra 5-10 feet of range. Very nice stuff. These are the gears. The sector gear. It's called a sector gear because it has sectors of teeth. I mean, it has a sector of teeth. See, it's got that one bit of teeth right here and no teeth over here. This is called the spur gear. It's because it's shaped funny. It's got like teeth and shit. This is called. Wait. I don't know. That's. Fuck. Give me a second. I gotta look this up. I forgot. I don't really. It doesn't, the names don't really matter. It just don't. There we go. Bevel. Spur is the thing that's got that shit. It looks like a spur kind of. There's like a weird debate with like around the name and shit. I don't really care. And that's the bevel. This is where the motor like does into. See how the motor has that weird angle and stuff. It's got that really weird angle, and then it meshes in with this. And basically, it's at this weird angle because when you adjust it, it will have more or less contact because when you push together two surfaces that are angled, like this, look, let me get a little thing, Bob. So you got a thing like this and anything like this, right? And you push them together, like at a straight angle, like this, look, like that. Ah, fuck. You just push it together and it'll have more contact, like that. That's how it works. That's why it does that. And there's like a little screw thing at the bottom of the motor that pushes it up and down. So if you hear like a weird like sound, it's your motor. It's your motor not having good enough contact with the bevel gear. Don't take apart your gun. I mean, you can, unless it's a piece of shit gun. Don't take apart piece of shit guns like Lance Tactical AKs. Those are bad. Don't ever take them apart. You can't put them back together because of the fucking stuff. This part right here, this is called the anti-reversal latch. Uh, fuck. Give me a second. Alright, you see this weird thing right here? It's got the stuff that goes like that. Basically, this makes it impossible for your gears to turn the other way, therefore exerting force onto the motor and like heating up and shit. Uh, that little spring keeps it in there. So like, all the stuff is essential. It's all essential shit. You can't have a gearbox missing any of these things. Alright. This part right here is the trigger unit thing assembly. You'd have to watch a video on it. They're, I'm telling you, these are stupidly easy to assemble. Like very easy. It, it's nothing. This is the hardest part of the gearbox. Like to like figure out how it goes together. But to put together is the anti-reversal latch and the trigger. It's those two. Those are the two hardest parts to get in because the trigger unit thingy has a stupid fucking spring that's like way too strong. It's like 20 pounds of pull force, and you have to shove that thing into the gearbox and hold it in place while you have the shell down, while you're trying to screw it in, and while you're also trying to hold down the anti-reversal latch, which is never going to be angled in like the proper direction. That's why you buy these things called neodymium magnets. You know what those things are. Those things, the trigger and the anti-reversal latch, they're both obviously metal. Um, Porting. See that right there? That's called a port. It's got a little hole right there. That basically makes it so like the piston, it's a little cylinder has less volume in it, so you can have a shorter barrel on there. But I don't recommend it because uh, you could have your BBs in your gun and do like some jewel creep shit. So if you ever have a gun that's ported, unport it. Just unport it. Just unport it. Ports are not good, man. They just fucking aren't. They just don't ever have a ported gun. They are. I mean, like a full length barrel, like on an AK, like a 455 millimeter barrel, and your cylinder is ported. Like you got this thing used, and like, oh, it's shooting weird. That's why. It's because it's undervoluming the barrel. So you're shooting 175 feet instead of 200 or 250 or whatever the fuck range you're supposed to have, right? See these things right here on the gears, like these weird like circular whatchamacallits that don't look like they're really part of it. Those are called bushings, and under that there's things called shims. And basically, let me show you. Basically, you have to adjust the height of the gears and stuff, like off of the gearbox, to mesh properly. But you can't have a mesh like too hard, like with the spur, the bevel gear. You can't have that thing meshed all shitty. That's when you like adjust the motor, but you can't have it mesh with other things. Um, there's some other flaws in the gearbox, like with the spur gear, you have to actually have a shim on here. Like that's a little bit higher than this one because the teeth will actually contact this part, and it's not good. It's not good what happens when it contacts this. It'll just fuck it up. You don't want that to happen, and you gotta have a mesh properly because if you don't have a mesh properly, um, uh, fuck. Basically, it will be louder in the gearbox, and because there's less contact with the gears, there's a lot more force exerted in a smaller area. You know how this works. It's like it's how knives work. It's a lot of it's the same amount of force, but just in a smaller area. That's what makes it stabby. Uh, how the trigger works is when you pull this thing forward, when you pull the trigger, it pushes a little piece of plastic forward into there. This is a separate piece. It goes into here and touches these things called contacts. And basically, what a contact looks like inside of there, like if we were to like this is a side view, like you got this garbage and stuff. It's like shaped like this, whatever. And you have that little thing in there, right? That's a side view, and this is what the top view would kind of look like. Actually, this is exactly what it looks like. It's got like a bunch of bars and shit over here like this, and you have the thing like this and stuff. And then right here is the tube right here, not the tube, this is the rod thing, and basically it goes into here, and you could it pushes into this little thing like this, and it's got these two little things like that, and these are like bendable metal bits that are part of the thing, and basically this completes the circuit. Like there's two red wires that go into this thing. This thing's you can't really see it, but it has two red wires into it. This wire is going into here, and this wire is going into here. And the black one is just one black wire. I don't really know how this shit's working. Basically, this is two red wires. This is from the battery. Like one of these goes from the battery, right? And this one right here goes into the motor. And then the motor, that's not the motor. This is a motor. It's got the motor right here, like that. And the motor has another thing going to the battery. You know how electronics work. There you go. That's what it is. That's what it looks like inside. And once you figure that out, you know what this thing is, and it's like held together with springs and shit. Like you have a few springs on there. Like you have this thing right here, which you have one spring right here, which holds this thing back. You might be able to see it on here. It's right here in this area, and you'll have another spring pulling the tappet plate forward, which is the thing above it, like this. There's a spring right here, and you just have to stick those springs in. That's the only problem. You just stick those springs in, easy peasy. It's just like it's two springs. It's just shaped really fucking weird because it has to fit in the gearbox and like not wobble. You know, because it's not actually held in place by stuff. It has like little things, like little pins and stuff, like that go in. But yeah. Now the cylinder head. This is what it looks like. See, this is the part that's facing inside the cylinder. See, it's got a bunch of O-rings on it, and this is the part that faces outside. The tappet plate goes right around here. The nozzle attaches to the tappet plate. This is something people just don't know. Shit, man. Basically, the nozzle goes right here, just right here, and this little piece of hamster cage you bought from fucking Petco. That's what it looks like. It's a piece of shit. Yeah, and then it just goes right on there like this, like that. It has to be like this, or else your gun's is not gonna fucking work. What I recommend you do is you stick some lubricant right on the like you see this little bit right here, a little bit that sticks out, this part right here. You stick some lubricant right on here, and then you stick the nozzle and tappet plate on, and basically what that does is it would seal that shit pretty well, so you have a lot less compression loss. Because this is air, it's air that shoots out of here. What else is there? There's like some disassembly stuff. But that's basically everything there is. There's a bunch of screws right here. And with AKs, there's something you could figure out. Alright, you see this shit right here? There's like a certain configuration on how it goes like on the side of the gun. And basically what I do is, I once you pull the gearbox out of the gun, like let me draw a picture for you. It's like some sort of charades. It's fast. So you pull your gearbox out of the gun, and so you got your gun right here, and you got your shit. So it's like already out there, right? Because you got your wires and shit that go into here, and you got your trigger. All right. Oh wait, no, it's gonna look like this because it's all the way up there, and you have your gearbox all the way out here and stuff. Basically, you're going to see this weird thing right here, like a bunch of metal shit, like that. It's just a bunch of metal shit, and it basically, that little bit right there, this is this part rotates with the thing. It rotates and stuff. That's your fire selector. Like, internally, that's what it looks like. It's not actually held down with screws. That's why when you pull the gun out, it has to be like this side up, the other side down, and the fire selector part up. And basically what I do is I get some marker and I put it on here, because when these things they actually go together, so so when you put the marker on it, it really shows what the previous position of it was. Like you just get this like some Sharpie, go like that, and basically you know what it was. It really helps to know what your previous fire mode was, you know. It really helps. It looks like a thing on here. I'll show you. So you got this, but basically the other thing goes right between these two things. Here we go. That's what it is. This is what it looks like right here. That's what it looks like. And you stick some marker on this part right here, like this, and then you stick some marker over here. and you stick some marker on the other thing on the other side. You know, the other side. Yeah. And the other thing on correcting angle of engagement, I will explain to you exactly what that is. It's actually in the other video that I had, but there's some good pictures. This is good angle of engagement right here. Like if this thing fully extended over here, which it doesn't, there's a sorbethane pad right there instead. This would be good angle of engagement. I wouldn't recommend this piston though. You need some steel tooth ones. Get this. I'm sorry. Just get this. Just get this. All right. You can replace fucking piston heads. This is an amazing body. It's SEMA. SEMA's great. There's no knocked over my mic. There's nothing better than a SEMA. I was talking like E&L or something. Let's get some steel tooth shit. That shit's great. Yeah. Basically, you need to get this stuff centered. Like you have to get the sector gear on here, as well as like, oh, it's got to be meshing into it. It's like just by default, because the piston's gonna be pushing this thing forward. And basically, this is what it's gonna look like. This is awful angle of engagement. When you stick a sorbethane pad in here, it pushes this thing back, and when it pushes this thing back, the gears go farther up, because it's gonna pull. I mean, not farther up. Like once they contact it, they're gonna be farther up and look like this. See how they're angled differently? Like that thing is garbage. This is good. The other one was good, but see this right here is shitty. But see how it's pushed back? The thing, like how it's rotated a bit differently. You know? See, this is like this. Maybe this is like this. This one's like this. Like that. That one's like this, and it's like that. You know. That's how it works. That's how it mechanically works. It took me a very long time to figure these things out. Yeah. That's how it works. To stick springs in, you already know how to do that. You have to take out like the gears and shit, because you don't want that shit to be flying everywhere. If you have like anything above an M120, anything above an M110 actually, and you have not so strong fingers, there's some basic maintenance shit. Like once you get your gun and you know how to tech, you should be doing like cleaning the piston and stuff. The piston. Yeah, you should be cleaning everything in there. Take out all of the lubricant. Buy some white lithium grease. It's cheap as fuck. It is cheap as fuck. It's like $7 for like 30 ounces or something. I'll show you the one I have. Right here. Lucas Oil. 8 ounces. For like $5. It was something around that. I think I got like a bigger container of it. And it's just never going to run out. Then you get yourself some dielectric grease. Thermotex dielectric grease. I know I'm spelling it wrong. It's not supposed to have 2 E's. Dielectric grease. Where is it? I found it. This is what it looks like. Right here. And basically this is like really thick stuff and you stick on your compression parts. It's great. So like when you get your O-ring and what you're supposed to do with it, oh shit, I forgot. I did forget it. It was there's a thing you're supposed to do. You basically take it out of here, the whole thing. You take it out and then you take off the tappet plate and like nozzle and shit, and basically you stick your finger on the end of the brass nozzle of the cylinder head, and basically what you do is you get the piston, and then like it's like full, like almost out of there. You stick the O-ring part on there, and say you check for compression. You just like put it on there and you push it down, and if it just stops, like without actually like being at the like fully in there and shit, like if it just stops, that's really good. That's good compression. I mean, like, if you're not ported at all and it stops like outside of there, like you could just like compress it just a bit, because like it's air. You can compress air. Because compress a bit and it's like that. That's really good compression. Really good. If it doesn't do that and it goes all the way in there, you know, it just goes all the way in there while you're blocking the air, that means you have leaks. And you fix that by
there's some O-rings and shit. Like you get the O-ring on the piston head. You take that thing off. You put it on the cleaned cylinder head. Not cylinder. The cleaned cylinder. The clean cylinder, and then you pull it. You just pull on it. You just tug on it. It might hurt your fingers. So I recommend you can do like a tool thing with it, like some piece of shit, like some plastic, maybe some. You do like just anything, because it's gonna hurt your finger. You just tug on it a bit, because I don't really recommend using the lighter. You can. I don't really know how chemicals work and stuff. I don't think you do either, unless you're some sort of scientist. Basically, you just tug on it. You do the same thing with the one on the cylinder head. It's just not gonna break, right? It's just not gonna break. You tug on that thing, and then you stick some dielectric grease on the part like that you're supposed to stick the O-ring on. Both of the O-rings, like on the cylinder head and the piston head, and then you stick some Teflon tape, not on the piston, on the cylinder head, because the cylinder head is not moving. And then you put some dielectric grease over that as well, like over the Teflon tape, and you have to make it like really flat. Here's an example right here. Not like this. This stuff. You can do this right here, but it has to be flat, like flush with it. Like you see how it's got like 50 O-rings on it, and it's just on there flat. Like, it can't be any crumply shit. Like I don't think this is gonna work. This might work. I'm not really sure. This looks like it has tons of O-rings on it as well. But basically you just stick it right on there, like with the grease on it, and basically the grease like seeps into it and it turns clear and stuff. And it's not gonna, it shouldn't come off. It just should not come off. There's no way it should like it's gonna be like difficult to take off. That's how it should be. Just difficult to take off. And then you test your compression again after, like you have to just to stick the dielectric grease over the O-rings as well on the piston. But you just check the compression right then and there. Dunsky. I don't know what this is. I think this guy's like fixing a port. Yeah, he's closing a port or something, I think. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Now there are all sorts of things and stuff that I can explain, like joule creep. That stuff is really easy to explain. Basically, uh, with joule creep, you have your barrel, and it's volumed like the same amount as the cylinder. Like there's a 455 millimeter volume cylinder thing, 455 by 605 or whatever volume cylinder, and basically it's you stick that volume barrel in there. I mean the actual like point zero whatever doesn't really matter at all. You're losing like 6 millimeters of voluming on there, I guess. But basically with joule creep, me do another charades picture. You have your barrel, right? All right, let's pretend this is a barrel, and you have your cylinder head and stuff. Fuck, I'm gonna do a bunch of boxes and stuff. I'm sorry, I have to get this right. Oh, here. Basically, fuck. Whatever. This is what it looks like. Basically, uh, your BB has to come out of the barrel at like a thing, there's a certain length that you should have it at. That's like volume of the cylinder. And basically, when you use heavier BBs, that they stop accelerating at a certain part of the barrel. But because they're heavier, for some strange reason, they have like a lot more energy in them. I just don't understand this weird physics thing. They just have a lot more energy in them uh, from the air, like just tons more energy. Like if you're to joule creep properly and you get a 0.20 gram BB and a 0.40 gram BB, gram BB. Yep, just a 0.40 grams and a 0.20. Basically, if you cut that barrel properly, like just straight in half or some shit, I don't know, somewhere around there. I'm not really sure. And basically, what you do is, like, why you cut it to that length is because when you have heavier BBs in your barrel, they actually start decelerating inside it because it's under volume for it. It's under volume for the heavier BB, and basically, you just cut it right out. Right? It's right at that little thing, and it just has retarded amounts of joule creep, like just twice as much. Whatchamacallit. Like there's probably like a math equation for it. I'm not really sure if this is it. I'm guessing. Like right now, I'm guessing. So you get a 0.20, right? And you get a 0.28, and whatever. 0.28 divided by 0.2, and that's 1.4. So whatever 455 is divided by 1.4, you should get a number around this. So somewhere around this. I'm not really sure, but a 0.28 is it's 60% heavier than a 0.20. So you should probably be getting around like 60% more joules if you're to volume this thing properly. I don't really know. I'm telling you, I have no idea. No idea. I can't find any data on this. All right, I'm just spitballing right here, but yeah. I don't know what that means. I don't know what clearance is. Clearance. I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's blurry, but you can see it's not touching the thingamabob. It should be touching it because it goes all the way up there. I don't understand what this is, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what it looks like, guys. Guys. Yeah. And I think you know everything about gearboxes now. Give me a second. Hop-ups. Yeah, hop-ups. There you go. So this is the side view, and this is the rear view, alright? I mean, rear view, side view. Basically, this is what it should look like. It doesn't really look like this. It looks more like this. Like you got your hole and shit. You got your hole and shit, and you got your BB in there. Whatever. Basically, it looks like this. Like just a straight fucking line. Like this is what our hop looks like. It just looks like a straight line. It does not do that. Because the actual cut on the barrel it's too high. You know, it's way too high. So, you can get a little bit of curve on there, right? You can. It does happen, but it's not to this extent. This is not going to happen unless you have a modified barrel or some stupidly rare one. Like, see that cut right there? That's like angled and shit. Like this. See that? Yeah. Yeah, I do love G-Hop. It is great. Here, see this? This is what it should look like. And, like, internally, that's what it does look like. It just looks like a straight fucking line coming down. So you depress the nub, and it just pushes it down like that. And that's basically what a flat hop looks like. That's why I think that's probably why it's called a flat hop, because it's flat. But that's what G-Hop also looks like. But a G-Hop performs better than a flat hop because it's a piece of silicone you put right over it. So when you depress it into the barrel, when you actually depress it into there, it actually has a lot more whatchamacallit, because there's let me show you. So you got your barrel and you got your window thing right here. Basically, this is what a flat hop's gonna look like. It's gonna look something like this. Like if you have it properly in there, because you have to get an M nub, it's gonna look like that. With the G-Hop, it's like the whole fucking thing. It's the whole thing. It goes all the way down there. And basically the philosophy like behind like why this shit has better range and accuracy, like just vastly better, like 50% better range, is because the BB it gets the Magnus effect, which, you know, I already explained that. which is the backspin to it. And basically, this gives it a lot more of a stable backspin because it just happens slower. And it's not like, oh, it applies more hop. It applies it has a larger surface area, but you're supposed to depress it a bit less. These things can hop BBs, like a lot heavier BBs. They can, but it's you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. See how this longer surface? This is applying the same amount of backspin as this if it's adjusted properly. And it just, yeah, there you go. Now you understand this. Now you want to understand barrels. It's all about quality. It's not actually about like barrel width, like 605 versus 603. You'll hear about that. There's since BBs are 5.95 plus or minus an X amount of millimeters. 6.01s grant you the best FPS, but they're not like as accurate as like a 603 or something. It's very minuscule, very very minuscule, and that's because of like the dirt and shit in the barrel. No, actually, no, not dirt and shit. There's like other stuff like residue and other stuff, burrs, build quality. Basically, the build quality of the barrel affects the BB a lot more in a tighter barrel. You can guess why it's tighter. Yeah, with wider bore barrels, the build quality doesn't matter as much because it's just, the BB, because it has a backspin, it rides the top of the barrel. It just does. It just rides the top of the barrel. That's how it works. I'm sorry, people who think they know better than me. That's just how it fucking works. There's nothing to it. And yeah, there's a bunch of brands and stuff. And if you want to know what the best ones are, here you go. Airsoft best. This is what it looks like. Airsoft best barrel. I want the absolute best. Inner barrels resolved. Right here. This is the post that you want to go to. This is what it is. See that? That's what it looks like. That's the link to it. So this is stuff, a bunch of garbage, stuff. I don't know. I mean, you could read that. This is like mostly like hypothetical and shit. Like it's hypothesis. This is stupid. This is really dumb. Don't listen to any of this. You can have a fucking .40 at this FPS. You just can. If you're volume for it, you can have that. You're just gonna have a stupidly short barrel. .20 does not work best. I mean, if you have this FPS and you're in CQB, I don't really think it matters what your BB weight is. .23 is pretty good, but yeah, here you go. This is great advice. Really good advice. Time to target is ridiculous with heavier BBs and low FPSs, as you would have guessed. But so 8 out of 10 hits. This stuff 8 out of 10, 5 out of 10. This stuff's crap, and this is, oh, this is pretty good. It's a PDI. What's good? It's got the same fucking hop up on there. But PDI Raven inner barrel. And what's cool about the PDI Raven is that, check this out. Look at these prices. Look at these fucking prices. Remember the PDI, fucking, like just a regular ass PDI is like $80 or some shit. Where is it? There you go. Look at this stupid ass shit. And this thing is outperformed by this right here. It's completely outperformed by these things right here. The 601s outperform that 608. And that's because these things are like lapped. They're lapped like really well or some shit. And these things are like on par. Apparently, according to these guys, this thing is on par with they did experiments and shit. It's on par with those edgy barrels, which are the best possible airsoft barrels you could buy, which are also 10 out of 10 hits. I mean, an edgy is probably better. You just need to lap it. You just lap it, and it's definitely going to be better. It's going to be the best possible barrel you could buy. Those things are 130, 140 bucks. But, yeah, there you go. Fucking redwolfairsoft.com. Raven, PDI Raven, or Raven PDI. I say shoot for 603. So if you got an AK, there's some things. Look for the 430 millimeter barrel because AKs have 455 and they have like these weird selective lengths and shit. But let me show you. It's right around here. Let's wait about like 3 or 4 more seconds. I'll find it. Is there page 2? Yeah, there's a page 2, I think. No, this is page 1 of 1. Right here, right here. There it is. The VSR 10. This is a 6.03. According to this description, I can't really explain like why it's a 603. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Gotta find 03 on here. There's one of 3. I don't know, man. Find a 6.03. They're better than 601s. I'm sorry, they just are. They're just more accurate. I don't know anything about 605 or 608s. It's mostly like what people said on the internet, and what people say on the internet isn't good. You have to actually like back it up with research and shit, right? And you can see my other videos for like gearboxes and shit, because I actually went down like I went with I discussed gearboxes and shit. But not every gearbox. It was version 2 versus version 3, which is what you're going to have to look at. If you want something that's stupidly compact, I recommend one of those it's the 74U or this thing. This thing has a version 3 gearbox. I don't trust it at all. Alright? I do not trust this thing's internals. So this is like if you want to rework it, like if you just want to fuck around with the shit, like you're already an experienced tech, which is you already are. After watching this video, you now know everything that there is about teching. Everything there is. There's just like guides on this shit. Very easy to do guides. All you need is finesse. You just need to like fuck around with a broke ass airsoft gun for a little bit to figure out like, oh, that's just how I'm supposed to turn this thing over here, and oh, there's that thing over there on this specific model. I now know that JGs have this screw in this one place that makes assembly a bit easier, but SEMAs don't. But SEMAs are a lot more durable because their pop metal is a lot less brittle. Shit like that. Shit like that. Exactly like that. Also, Lynch Tacticals have that with screw that I'm talking about. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out that there's one screw that some models do and have and some models don't, and you'll also figure out that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, and if you're looking for internal stuff, Lonex and other stuff, you know it. You know what it is Lonex and all this other stuff. Siege Tech gears. Get some Siege Tech gears if you want them. XYTs are great. Those are the gears that are used in SEMA AKs. All right. Those are the gears that are used in JG M4s, Lance Tacticals probably, and like a bunch of other stuff. It's all XYT gears. If your shit breaks, just get some of those. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Like for the price, they're just good. I'm pretty sure they're like $20. I'm not really sure. Fuck. You know, you just look for it. You just look for them. They're gonna be somewhere. $40. $40 for like 50 gears. I don't know how many gears are in this actually. I don't know. If it's more than 2 sets of gears, then this is great. See, this stuff's really fucking cheap.
Fuck. There we go. I don't know. APS. It's probably good. I'm not really sure. Ball, whatever the fuck that shit is. I don't trust these guys. At all. I just don't trust them. You could probably get some GMPs. I don't know. I don't know, man. Just shoot for XYT. Shoot for XYT. Because it once, like with everything done like properly, like angle of engagement and shimming, and like motor height adjusted and everything right. These will last forever. Also, look up a guy in a shimmy. You can put too many shims on your thing, and it'll fuck with the motor. It'll make the motor use a lot more energy and stuff, and it'll heat up more and stuff. And you don't want that, I guess. And you can have too little shims where your gears wobble around and stuff, and that's not good either. So there's like a little thing right between them. Fucking Siege Tech gears. These gears get stupidly expensive. But, yeah. Siege Tech, there you go. You gotta get the proper whatchamacallit. This is probably for high speed shit. The lower, teeth count, the more high speed it is, if I recall correctly. 1409. This is like good right here. This is something good. That's also good. This is like kind of a high torquey thing, so you're using like an M120. That's great. These will basically last forever because they're Siege Tech. Find them somewhere else. You should already know how to shop for things. And also, I forgot to include this into the Sorbo video. I'll put it in the description. Your glue should be cyanoacrylate glue because that actually binds like polymers, like chemically fucking binds them. So whenever you're going to install that sorbothane pad to correct the angle of engagement, which like it's in the video. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go watch the video. I'll put it in the description. Basically, yeah, that's what it does, and that's like the best glue you can get. Just look up cyanoacrylate. You know how to spell? That's how it works. Cyanoacrylate. There we go. It's you could probably find it at Home Depot, most likely. Some fucking Loctite there, right here. Cyanoacrylate glue, like straight up cyanoacrylate glue. Right here, you could probably order it or get it. This is at Home Depot, right here. This is the Home Depot website. There you go. This is the stuff that you install a sorbothane pad with. And when you do install a sorbothane pad, I forgot to mention this in the other video. You should be putting a neoprene pad on top of neoprene rubber. Basically, the rubber does is makes it impossible for it to be fucked up, like because it's smashing, like it's smashing. The piston smashes against the cylinder. That's the cylinder head actually, yeah. And basically that's not good. It's not good for the piston, and it's not good for the cylinder head. So when you stick the Sorbo on there, it makes it a lot more durable, as well as being a way to correct angle of engagement because it pushes the piston farther back. Now, depending on your ratios, you might need to actually have a lot more sorbothane than you than like it looks. Like if you need to correct angle of engagement by pushing the piston back by a fourth of an inch, you might need to get a fourth of an inch Sorbo and like 3/16 of an inch neoprene rubber or more. It could be higher, like whatever for the fraction is above 3/16 of an inch. You do the math, divide 3 by 16, then you know the other stuff. You do your little decimal. It's like which decimal's bigger. You know, it's probably experimentation. I haven't really done any of this stuff yet. Yeah, that's right. Isn't that funny? I haven't done most of this stuff. I know how to do it though. I just can't get the trigger and the anti-reversal latch in there. I can assemble a gearbox in like fucking 3 minutes though. Okay, well, shit there, just right there, just done. Could get a perfect shim job right then and there. I already know how to do it. I actually have a video of my favorites, which I will also link in the description, of how to troubleshoot and like fix motors and stuff. So if your motor's all fucked, or
your wiring's fucked or something's just fucked, there's a bunch of ways that you can fix them. You can fix that, save like 20 bucks, you know, or you can just get a JG Blue. I don't know how much those things cost. They're probably like 20 bucks. I never really looked at it. They're high torque, I think. Oh, like 40 bucks. Never mind. You gotta get the short type. If you have an AK, it's a short type. Oh, full gearbox. There you go. You should buy these, I guess. They're great. The gearbox shell, I don't know. I don't know if it's great or not. You tell me. But as far as I know, yeah, these are pretty cool. I do not understand what's going on with the trigger, though. Oh, that's an AUG. That's an AUG. Shit. That's for AUGs. You might be able to stick this in an AK. I don't know. You have to cut some fucking steel, though. If you got a full-bodied steel-bodied CMO 48, you cut some steel. Yeah. Also be uploading a AK versus M4 version 2 versus version 3 video to YouTube. Like while I'm uploading this, and I'll also put that in the description, link that in the description, and you'll see it. And yeah. Oh, and BB weights and BB brands. That's in the starting, like, getting into airsoft video. You go watch that. You see me be really awkward and stuff while explaining things, but I have the most information out of anyone when it comes to getting into airsoft, and I already got like the gun recommendations. It really depends. All I know is that you should get a SEMA AK. Make sure it has a metal gearbox. That's it. Just an AK metal gearbox, preferably on the higher numbers, like on the line. Like if you got a CMO 28, a CMO 31 is probably better. Or a CMO 35 is also probably better. A CMO 37 is better. A CMO 39 is better. A CMO 40, a CMO 42, 45, 47, 48, fucking 52, 51. Those are all better. Those are all better than CMO 28 because the larger number because it's a later model. The CMO 28 was actually made in, I think it was either 2005 or 2006, while the CMO 48 was made in 2007. And basically, we haven't topped the CMO 48 yet, unless it's an E&L. And E&Ls they cost twice as much as CMO 48s. And basically, the thing is with that is, in 2007, SEMA made the best airsoft gun that there is. It just is. And it sounds like, oh, I'm on the bandwagon or stuff. Their internals are just better than everything out there. Their externals are mostly better than everything out there. I mean, they're better than G&G because they use magnesium bodies, and magnesium is a bendy thing. Aluminum is already better, but aluminum it gives you like it's as a heavy metal. It's not like heavy metal like it's heavy and shit. Like it's heavy metal as in like lead and like brass and shit. And that too, when you handle barrels, like airsoft barrels, that's something no one will ever tell you to do. Wash your fucking hands. Okay, that shit's like the equivalent of lead. Alright? It's like a not as shitty version of lead. And lead 2, don't fuck with that. Like Tokyo Marui's got like, fuck. Tokyo Marui has these little AEPs that have these fucking, AEP stands for automatic electric pistol, airsoft electric pistol, I'm not really sure. They have like this weird lead weight at the tip of their shitty, like some of their shitty AEPs, like the PCP 5.6 and stuff, like with the AAA powered stuff. I mean, those things will last forever. I mean, I have one that's probably like 10 years old, 11, 13, 12, 13. I don't really know. It's old as fuck. Probably been here since like 03. I don't know. But yeah, there's some gas blowbacks that last forever too. Get a Tokyo Marui gas gun. Yeah, that's basically all you need to know, I think. I cover a lot of other things, like how to make a holster in like a different video. Yeah, I'll be uploading that one as well. How to like the camelbacks and stuff. Like you just get one of those. You need one of those. Camouflage and for certain areas. Like if you're in Florida, you just get that piece of shit camo from Dick's Sporting Goods. Like that's like a $10 T-shirt, and you just get like like those $10 pants or 20. I'm not really sure how much they cost. Just get that, and that works pretty dang well. Helmets, it's already covered in that how to get into airsoft video. Yeah, this was like teching and like other stuff thingy. Look at my image. You don't know what this is anymore, but I do. So here's the contacts right here. This is the side of the thing. This is the motor, and this is the battery. Isn't that funny? This is the wires too. Yeah. Ooh, I actually never really covered this. Where to buy your gun from? It doesn't really matter. I got Evike, I got Airsoft GI, I got Airsoft Megastore.com. These are the websites. AirsoftGI.com. You see it? See at the bottom of the screen? All the way at the bottom of the screen, bottom left. So you got Evike.com, AirsoftGI.com, AirsoftMegastore.com. This is good too. This is really good if you want to buy an E&L, and they have other shit here too, like as well, like APs and stuff. Like they have a bunch of weird stuff. You know, SEMA, AK. I don't know what you can find. Like the price for this thing is. Yeah, this is like all they sell for SEMA. They have like a bunch of weird shit. E&Ls. So if you want to buy an E&L, this is already covered in the AK vs M4 video. This is where you buy one. Sometimes there's some wacky deals that happen during the summer. Fucking, you know, is right here like this. Let me show you. So you got this thing for $214 here, $179, $189. I mean, you need to know how to tech when you have these because they're shitty. Like out of the box, they have weird problems with them. Even though they have great reviews, according to all of their reviews, they're garbage out of the box and will probably break within like 3 hours of you using them. But not like, oh, like the piston will strip or something. You just out of this, once you get it, just fix it. Just fix the fucking gun. It doesn't matter. Just fix it. Yeah. I covered this in another video. Where to get magazines from. If you got high caps, get some SEMA high caps like this. Evike, any retailer, just check Evike, Airsoft Megastore, and Airsoft GI. Just check all of them. Or they always have really good prices on that stuff. Like during the summer, obviously. You go into mid caps. I don't really know. I don't use mid caps. I have like 2 of them, and I hate both of them. You could probably get some SEMA mid caps, but I don't know. Not Spetsnaz. Like this. This is probably it. This is made by PTS. Yeah, that's the plus or minus sign, so it could be a 150 or it could be a 170. They don't really know. And it's $16 for that. But if you want, I don't know, this, you have an AKM. I hate these things. I recommend you dye them, like not dye, spray paint them Bakelite. Oh. For an amazing high cap. I don't really know. I don't really know what you could do. I don't know, man. Let's get a regular ass AK high cap. I don't trust these things. They're not reliable for some strange reason. Sidearms. Sidearms. Get an AAP. Get an AAP. CMA AAP. Look on all the websites. Look on eBay. Look on like Chinese websites like ehobbyasia.com. There's some other ones. Tiger 1111111HK. Like this. It's already SEMA. So if you want to get an AP, you could go over here. The shipping's stupid though. So if you live in China, this is probably good. But like if you actually want like some exotic shit that nobody's really selling, this is the place for you. So yeah, just get an AP. Gas guns, I think I may or may not have covered this already. Gas guns are really unreliable. They're just unreliable. An AP will function 100% of the time. I mean, it'll probably break quicker. I don't know, it might. But it's still better. Like you just buy another AEP if your AEP breaks, and then you have parts for the one that's not broken. So on the other one that
does not broken brakes. You just fix it. Not I don't. It's not really that hard. You just have to get into it. The gearboxes are all the same in airsoft guns and electric ones. They're all the same thing. It's just in different configurations to fit in the smaller platforms. They have contacts. They have gears. They have gear. They have motors. They have fucking wires and shit. All right. They will have wires. They will have a spring, a piston, a cylinder head, a nozzle, a tappet plate, springs on that shit. It will work. All right. It triggers and they got trigger parts and stuff. It's just gonna do that. All right. That's just what it's gonna look like. And so far, the best starter gun that I know of, like right now, is the yeah, it's not. It's gonna be hard to find. It's a 5.52. It's gonna be over here. You're gonna see some garbage looking AK somewhere around here. You see this little? There's an AK over here for like 49 bucks. It's just 49, but with shipping it's like 58. God, I can't fucking find this thing. Where is this thing at? Where'd it go? You guys see an AK? It's bad. Like it looks like a bad AK. Somewhere around here. There we go. No, that's not it. There we go. 49 bucks. Metal gearbox. It's probably better than your CMO48 internally, as far as I know. According to a guy that I know, it has a steel tooth piston. A steel tooth piston in a fucking plastic gearbox. Isn't that amazing? And yeah, I highly doubt this thing will wobble either. SEMA is just amazing at making these things, man. They're just amazing. So yeah, indestructible piston. An indestructible piston. It doesn't come with a battery though. So this is like when you already have other guns, but like, oh, you want a lender gun or something, and your friend has batteries. That's what you get right here. It doesn't come with a fucking battery. It brings down the cost, easy. And even, you know what? Even at this price, is still an amazing deal. Because this thing actually weighs a good like 6.5 pounds. That's what 2,950 grams is. Where is this? I had a little tab that had it open. May have closed it or did some shit with it. But yeah. Fucking comes with a high cap, 400 rounder. I don't know if it's plastic or metal. It has these reviews on here. If you want to upgrade it, get yourself that Raven PDI barrel. Do an ER hop, which is when you make the window even larger, like even longer. Let me show you a picture of an ER hop. You will know exactly what this is. You need like some machining shit for it though. Gotta get it fucking good. Where is this? Why are there no pictures of this? What the fuck? This is what an R hop looks like, alright? That's about as good as it gets without like fucking with the barrel. But basically they just get the window and they make it larger. And then they stick more rubber on there. And it just looks like, that's just what it looks like. Sometimes they take off this back part. I don't recommend it. I don't know how that works. But, you know, stuff and things and stuff. Yep, that's what G-Hop looks like. Yeah. And the flat hop actually, it's what makes the flat hop work. I forgot to explain this. The flat hop basically is basically what it is you get a really thin packing or bucking. I'll show you what a bucking is. This is a bucking. This is what they look like. G&G, it's pretty good because it's thinner. Basically, it's so thin that you're supposed to get an even larger nub in there, and it basically, when it's thinner, it doesn't make like a mound in the barrel. Like you're supposed to shave off a bunch of stuff on it, and it doesn't make like a mound in there. And you push it down, the nub down on there, and there's like a certain size nub that you're supposed to have with it. Like there's a thing called an M nub, which is just a piece of rubber cut into a block that fits into the hole in the hop up thing. and basically that whole thing depresses into the barrel, and you have to have like a certain barrel window size to have that thing properly function. Ugh. And it's just like really easy to install. That's why people do it instead of the other stuff. But this is dumb. Don't buy it. It's like slightly better than a regular thing, like a G&G green. I think it's like a bit better than it. I still don't recommend it. This is dumb. Yeah. And metal versus plastic hop-ups, it doesn't matter. If it's an AK hop-up, it just doesn't matter. It's literally like 4 fucking parts. It's 4 fucking parts. This is how many parts it is. All right. This part screws in the front. This is like a weird one for some weird ICS shit. But you have the fucking arm right here. You have the thingy that you push forward and back, and you have this. And then you stick the nub on the arm, the fucking packing on the barrel, and then you stick the packing on there after sticking some dielectric grease on there. This dielectric grease is actually like silicone based, so it won't fuck with the bucking and stuff, and it's really thick, so it's really good for compression. There you go, Dunsky. I mean, it has other parts though, like 2 screws. It literally has like 2 screws in it. Like has like sometimes it has 2 screws to hold the thing down, sometimes it doesn't. But it's like 2 screws. Like one goes here, another one goes like on the other side of this. Like you see how there's a thingy right here. Like how there's a whatchamacallit screw goes there too to hold on the other side. Sometimes these things are bent on the seams. You might find a bent ass one. But this is what it should look like as well, right here. That looks beautiful. Yeah, there's the screws and stuff. Oh yeah, and other proper maintenance techniques. You're supposed to super glue your bushings. See these things right here. I already mentioned what the bushing was. You put it right on the thing, like it's on top of the shims, which are on top of the gears. You just super glue them on there because if they rotate, they will wear the gearbox shell down and make it basically useless. Unless you do like some weird JB weld shit, but then your shimmy's gonna be off. I wouldn't recommend that. Just super glue them in place. You won't have to fuck with them. They shouldn't be on the gears. They should be on there. They shouldn't even be fucking circular. I don't get why they're circular. That's like a stupid ass flaw. Yeah. And somewhere else, because I think it's made out of silicone. The trigger unit thingy, like the contacts and shit, you should stick some dielectric grease on there. Like the whole thing, like all the plastic on there, just stick some dielectric grease on there. For some strange reason, I don't understand why it is. I heard like they get brittle or something. I don't know, because it's made out of plastic, but whatever, man. Whatever. Another thing, gearboxes in airsoft, they always need angle of engagement correction with sorpothane pads. So you should have some on hand. Just tons of them on hand. They're actually kind of expensive. You can get you can get 2 of them for somewhere between $7 and $11. So you might as well just get them all in bulk because shipping's stupid too. It's like $2 extra. So yeah, make everything last longer. And I also cover this in my other thing. When you stick the sorpothane pad on there, you will have the thing. Your gun will be under volume, so just by default, like if you're gonna get an upgrade barrel, it should be around 22 to what's that number? To 30 millimeters, somewhere between there. Shorter than the original stock barrel, and you have to pull out the stock barrel to actually measure it, because sometimes they give you shorter barrels. Like the D-Boys M16A4 that my dad has, it came with a 470 millimeter barrel. Isn't that funny? A 470, even though it's supposed to have a 500 in there, just because they could. They just did it. It's like, hey, I don't give a shit. Just do that, you know. And it's not volume for a 470. It's volume for a 500. So it can have a little bit of an FPS increase. I think that's neato, like with heavier BBs. And yeah, just get a slightly shorter one, because once I stuck a sorpothane on mine, my gun was volume for a 411 millimeter barrel, and I already had a 433 on there, which is the stock for an AK is 455. So now it's slightly under volume, just a little itty bitty bit instead of being insanely under volumed, like my fucking CMO 28.